and subscribe. What's good, fellas? It's finally here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This game is good, but that one sentence is so emblematic of Launch Wild, it's like a campaign slogan. An extremely fun Monster Hunter that builds on World and Rise, complete with gorgeous areas and incredible new fights. At its core, it's a great time, and I should be giving it a 10 out of 10. Yet those buts are what make or break the experience, kinda like Overwatch. And from that list, there is near guaranteed to be something you hate. Whether that'll be a deal breaker is up to you. But let's analyze this clinically and see if these tumors are malignant. Story! Playing this game's story is like eating an authentic Sicilian with a $1,000 wine compliment. But every 30 minutes, the waiter ejects you with a paralytic agent. The actual quests are fun. There's no pick 10 shrooms so the biologist can open his mind to the universe or whatever. Every campaign quest introduces a new big monster, or at least has you fight one, so there's a non-stop barrage of new content. And that's a major strength considering how fun these monsters are. Oop, and here comes the waiter with his syringe. Unfortunately, what happens at quest start is story, not in a cutscene. That'd actually be interesting, probably. No, what we get instead is talking on birdback. That's right, dig out your stake and crucifix, because the world story design is asking me to let in again. I cannot stress enough how conflicted I feel about this campaign, because of the way quests start. It's like seeing a fresh $100 bill on the ground, but before you can grab it, you have to talk to your most annoying coworker. I nearly missed interesting lore reveals because I was on my phone, since guess what? There's close to zero interactivity during these sections. It's actually baffling they decided this should go in. Like, this is easily the biggest flaw of the campaign. In terms of the actual story content though, I do have to give them props. This is a major step up from World, in that it actually expands more on the history of this setting, rather than talk about bioenergy for 15 fucking hours. Personal opinion here, but Monster Hunter is one of those fantasy worlds where I believe character-driven stories don't work. Nobody's here for the characters. No one in Old Gen even had a name. And I think Wilds gets that, because while the story does focus on Nada, he's more like a vehicle with basic character development than a person. Not gonna say anything else, but I do recommend paying attention during cutscenes, even if the writing was born on the cob. Gameplay! I'm not gonna spend too much time here since I already touched on this in the beta video, wink wink nudge nudge. You know the drill. Get quest, eat best, go kill that pest, and make a new dress. It's a loop as fire as the bars I just spit, so I'm gonna focus on the content additions. The new monsters are incredible. If Base World was the Oops All Wyvern Variety Hour, then Monster Hunter Wilds is the overcorrection. We've got Buff Kermit, Australian joke here, my American Octodad, and of course, Kong de la Donk. Much like Dim Sum, your options are diverse, and so is their armor. Peep the fit. This is our Mani Spider Silk, respun over 1,000 times. You poors wouldn't get it. Feeling cute. Might mail a package later. Ming Dynasty Drip got me acting unwise. Okay, point is, the game's got variety. It may have a lower monster count in total, but most feel so different to fight that I don't really mind. What I do mind, though, is the difficulty curve. The first half of the game is way too easy. Now, Apollo's Gift of Prophecy is already telling me what some of you will say. Well, duh, it's low rank, of course it's easy. And yeah, I get that. But I'm not just saying that the first few monsters are simple to fight or anything. I'm saying that they are neutered, man. It's near physically impossible to get killed by them. Like, let's look at Clement here. He's the second monster. Chad is a tutorial, so I'm giving him a pass. How long does it take him to cart me with the starting armor? Okay, that's, not great. But maybe it was Divine Blessing, that tends to help a lot. How about with leather armor?
Tiki tiki ti, cuando iba saliendo de mi casa ya me estaba...
Yeah. The beasties don't really get any teeth until around the halfway point, which kinda blows if you're a longtime player. For New Blood, this is the most accessible Mon Hun in terms of learning how to play though, and that's the thing. Difficulty is subjective. I can't say easier starting monsters are an objectively bad thing, but the curve is just weird. Because they do get teeth, high rank is a blast. I don't know, this might be another case of the waiter putting shellfish toxin in my tap water, but if you're a veteran, I'd suggest just breezing through the first couple fights without even crafting. But if you are a new player, first off, I'd like to say, piss off! This is my game and you're not welcome! No, I'd like to take a moment and show you what the balance of power was like historically. This is a graph. Scary, I know. And with no axes, just the way I like it, God bless America. But in old gen, the balance of power was like this. You weren't as strong as the monster, and if you tried to kill it recklessly, you would get put on a t-shirt. It was your preparation that balanced the scales, choosing food, items, skills, armor, and so on. In World, the hunter bulked up. You could feasibly fight a monster with zero preparation and win, but you were still on par. It was your skill and preparation that gave you an advantage. With Frontier, it's like... In Wilds though, you have everything you did in World, but also better movement, focus turning, the parry mechanics, the wound system, the sacred, etc, etc. And what does that mean? Yup. Now, I'm not saying Capcom should nerf us, hell the fuck no. I love aiming the TCS at my ops like an auto-driving Tesla. Nah, what they should do is beef up future fights, have counters to our new tools and such. Make me think about whether I should break this wound immediately, the answer to which is always yes, or if I should wait. Because you cooked an incredible steak here, old Cap, but meat is better with a little veg. Graphics! He looks great, what else can I say? The areas are absolutely stunning. I was not expecting the final zone to look like how it does. I'm not going to show it, but I will say I tormented my friends by describing it as H.R. Geiger's Aragon. Overall, good show. But... oh god, here it comes. So yes, the game does run better than it did in the beta, but that's like saying a 3-year-old runs faster than a landmine victim. Performance is still absolute ass, and if you have low-end hardware, I cannot recommend the game in the slightest. Mid-tier hardware can run it, ? But you'll need some frame gen for a stable 60. By the way, hot tip, don't use DLSS in this game, it's taking up drinking. If you want frame gen, use AMD FSR instead. It's genuinely inexcusable, and why they thought an engine designed for Resident fucking Evil was a good choice for their open world game, I will never know. Didn't learn your lesson from Dragon's Dogma 2, huh, Cappy? That being said, I put a link to a performance-enhancing config file in the description, so if you're willing to experience the struggle, then consider getting that. Also, if it still runs like shit, turn off volumetric fog in the config for a smoother and somewhat eldritch experience. Music! While nothing really topped Ray Dow's mid-2000s club banger, the tunes are clearly inspired and fun to listen to. Squidward here has a mix of horror strings and kaiju trumpets that somehow sell the idea of a lava octopus perfectly. Fishboy has a steady tribal beat and pianoed backdrop to make you feel like you're fighting a walking flood. Arkfeld's theme sounds like a goddamn Star Wars track. Good stuff all around, gold star. Overall, Monster Hunter Wilds is the greatest Schrodinger's cat experiment ever conducted. When unobserved, it is both the most fun and engaging Monster Hunter I've ever played, and a story-focused news fest scavenging frames for the winner. However, once you open the box's lid, the waveform collapses, and you realize the truth. It's somehow both. If you're a Monster Hunter fan with some technical power and patience, I would actually recommend it. But that recommendation comes with like 10 asterisks, so if you're on the fence, I recommend waiting. With time, I'm sure Wilds will become a Monhunt far surpassing World and Rise, but I'm not reviewing a temporal paradox. I'm reviewing what I bought, and let me just say, the mixed rating on Steam is emblematic of a lot more than just performance. Thanks for watching, fellas. Catch you next time. Peace!